Speaker is Sophia Ludthe. She is a 12th grader at Newark Academy and a climate activist.
Hi everyone, my name is Sophia Ludthe and I'm a 17-year-old from Gladstone, New Jersey and a senior at Newark Academy in Livingston. And today I have a story for you that I'd like to share. This past year I traveled to California for an environmental conference organized by the Turning Green organization. Along with 12 other high school and college students from around the world, we spent a week listening to a series of environmental speakers and discussing different environmental issues. The first day of the conference, we went to visit a beautiful spirituality center and farm right off the coast of the Pacific Ocean. It was incredibly peaceful and quiet and unlike anything I had ever experienced before. And yet something felt very wrong. The air that we were breathing in, air that should have been among the most clean and pure in the world, was filled with smoke as we all walked around with ventilation masks covering our mouths. The California wildfires, fueled by climate change, were tearing through the state, leaving behind massive amounts of destruction, filling the air with smoke, and uprooting the lives of thousands of people. So here we were in this beautiful space during an environmental conference, and already the very dire consequences of climate change had become so real, something that we could see and smell in the smoke-filled air surrounding us. A few months later, I had a similar experience, only this time I was in an entirely different country, halfway around the world. I was in India visiting the Gandhi Museum in New Delhi when my friend told me that I had to put on a similar ventilation mask since air quality levels in the city had reached dangerous levels. I couldn't help but notice that the poor air quality was nearly identical to what I had experienced in California. But in California, this was making news headlines and was cited as evidence of the most extreme consequences of climate change if we fail to take action. The poor air quality in India, on the other hand, was the accepted status quo, a status quo that isn't making news headlines. To me, this gets at the heart of why it is so fundamentally important, now more than ever before, that we take bold and significant environmental action. Environmental issues are no longer just environmental issues, but instead they are deeply entangled with other complex issues related to social justice and privilege. It's the countries with the resources and the technology, the countries with the greatest ability to make significant changes to our energy and transportation systems that have the greatest responsibility to do so. Given the magnitude of the environmental crisis we are currently facing, it should be no surprise that bold, dramatic measures such as the Green New Deal are being proposed. Now is the time for our country to decide whether we have the political will to make this change a reality. To quote Greta, the 16-year-old climate activist and hero from Sweden, and the reason why we're all here today, we've had 30 years of pep talking and selling positive ideas. And I'm sorry, but it doesn't work. Because if it would have, the admissions would have gone down by now. They haven't. And yes, we do need hope, of course we do. But the one thing we need more than hope is action. Once we start to act, hope is everywhere. So instead of looking for hope, look for action. Then and only then, hope will come. Thank you.